Hi there and welcome to Apple World. So incidentally, Tiffany Haddish with no guarantees and more profound into this whole Hollywood wreck than we naturally suspected on the grounds that the roads are saying that she was at a few Diddy freak-offs and was supposedly one of his freak-off young ladies in the event that this isn't untidy. Enough the roads are currently putting two together and understanding that Cat Williams has been attempting to caution us about Tiffany Haddish for quite a while, indicating that her industry Lucy's companion Kevin Hart has purportedly been selling her out to his strong industry companions. Particularly Diddy, there's a great deal of madness happening here, and it seems to be it's down over for Tiffany in light of the fact that the receipts are not lying. Cat Williams has had to use a gag cold since he continued Club Shay January this year, and he hasn't dialed back by any means, particularly with regards to Miss Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. Cat proceeded to lump Kevin and Tiffany together, calling them fakes, which surprised many individuals. Most people believed that Cat Williams would be the one getting called out first. So this entire circumstance felt a bit unusual for him when Kevin furthermore, and Tiffany applauded back. It looked like a standard instance of self-protection. Like, who wouldn't fire back if somebody just came for them out of nowhere, right yet? Here's the tea. Cat's remarks weren't quite as irregular as they appeared. He was in reality tossing shade at Kevin and Tiffany for affirmed attempting to screw with his standing. However, let me rewind a piece, since Cat Williams has forever been getting down on the Illuminati and other obscure players in Hollywood. Yet he's been saying that this has set him back a ton, as per C. Williams. The high rollers he's been attempting to uncover have been effectively keeping him down, keeping him from arriving at the achievement he believes he was intended to have. A few of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own weakness. When individuals are against the Illuminati, then at that point, they get hit right upside the head all the time. The press detests him. No one prefers him. End statement. During that equivalent meeting, C was gotten some information about Kevin Hart shaking a dress on Saturday Night Live. Well, Cat has never kept down on his sentiments about how people of color in the industry frequently get driven into wearing dresses or carrying on beyond preposterous scenes, particularly with regards to the LGBTQ, in addition to things all for the sake of satire, saying it's a straight-up conspire by Hollywood to embarrass people of color. Cat called it an embarrassment custom, noticing that a ton of these folks appear to climb the achievement stepping stool just in the wake of going through that sort of open shame. Kevin Hart additionally remarked regarding the matter, however, his accept wasn't as serious as Cat's. He referenced that while he didn't really like men in dresses, he wasn't prepared to completely censure the practice either. Well, the following thing we realized he wore a dress on as a nail key. Hey, this obviously deciphers from the Latin to who request operating system H, which means I'm request, and the arms are he was hauled for being a faker. However, he safeguarded himself, saying I wore a dress on SNL. Since I thought it was amusing, I made my own choice. No one made it for me. I'm my own supervisor. When Cat was gotten some information about Kevin wearing that dress, he made it clear he wouldn't point fingers at anybody, including Kevin. He noticed that it's turned into a well-established custom for people of color in the business to wear ladies' clothing in order to hit it large. I'm expressing myself toward the day's end. Kevin doesn't need to stress over what individuals will say regarding him wearing a dress due to the long live of dress-wearing individuals before him. So presently we had enormous mom's home 1, 2. I've never seen media in a jean suit. I think she wears dresses. So presently I'm saying, for what reason are we picking old poor little Kevin Hart since it was his turn next? Alright, despite the fact that Cat didn't straightforwardly get down on Kevin for his outfit decision, Kevin actually acknowledged it and got very protective when he appeared at the morning meal club with Tiffany Haddish by his side. He was jumping all over the opportunity to go in on Cat hard, with Tiffany gesturing along an arrangement. However, Kevin let it all out, blaming Cat for making up tales about the business being on a mission to get him. He demanded that there was no amazing scheme focusing on Cat, and asserted that his difficulties were because of his own choices. Kevin even ventured to such an extreme as to say that Cat was concocting simply reasons to avoid reality with regards to his vocation. Disappointments, tossing in that Cat's battles with drugs were the genuine justification for his ruin. My dissatisfaction with Cat Williams comes from you continue to point at Hollywood, this, the white man, this and this. When do you take obligation regarding your activities? You had the shot. Cat was there at one point. You were the person. You were set up to be the star. You didn't appear at work. You fell off. Promotion shoots you off your promotion. Trips that they had set up for you turned into a gamble to the studios, which is the reason the study halted you. Why was he a gamble he picked? Gracious take. Obligation regarding what you picked, and let's assume you understand what I got to fix me. And I will return, and I'm going to remark you all this was the entire part of Rec, and might we at any point discuss how fast Kevin was to tossing out those medication charges? It's wild how Hollywood. When somebody begins spilling tea, they go to rebound as to name them either insane or on drugs. We've seen it happen over and over with people like Kanye West and Dave Chappelle. Keep that medication, however, allegation in your back pocket. We'll return to that later. In any case, this show started off back in 2018, and we felt that Kat had continued on. However, Shock he's as yet clutching that resignation. He had a parcel more to say about Kevin and Tiffany during his visit to the club. Shay Digital broadcast Kat didn't keep down at all. He hammered Kevin, saying that his prosperity isn't almost as great as he loves a case, as indicated by Kat. Kevin is around here lying about his accomplishments to puff up his picture, while the fact of the matter is altogether different. He even ventured to call Kevin an industry plan, blaming him for faking sold-out shows, and just to make his deception of being a fiercely fruitful comic, and Kat brought up that Kevin never truly had long queues of fans anxious to see him perform, making his ascent to popularity look very sketchy. Years in Hollywood. Nobody in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Hart show, there being a line for him, consistently getting a heartfelt applause at any parody club he previously had his arrangements at the point when he arrived. Have we known about a comic that came to LA and in his first year in law, he had his own sitcom on network TV and had his own film called Soul Plane that he was driving? No. We've never known about that prior to that individual or since that individual. What do you think a plant is? Kat then went on to jokester Kevin for getting his handman downroll, saying that at whatever point Kevin got offers for parts where he needed to break dresses or act down some unusual scenes, he'd generally tell the makers and scholars to jettison the dress stuff since it was all superfluous. Yet shock surprise, they didn't tune in, rather they just gave over those jobs to Kevin Hart, who was all anxious to take them on for a 5-year period. Each single film that Kevin Hart did was a film that had been in front of me that all I had said was simply, might we at any point take some of this step and gets out, and afterward I can do it as it needn't bother with to unmistakably be gay, cuz I'm not gay, right? It needn't bother with that to be amusing, right? Furthermore, and that's what me saying and them going, goodness, no doubt, no issue, and afterward going to give it to this other fellow and having him do it very much like it was, and behaving like I'm a terrible individual since I continue to remain on my norm. Yet, better believe it's fascinating yet. I wouldn't transform it for the world, like again, I'm yet didn't stop with Kevin. He had a few decision words for Tiffany Haddish too. He went in on her for being a mannequin, saying that she's simply been utilized by Kevin and some Hollywood high rollers. He even called her out for lying about performing at the satire store, guaranteeing that she never in fact ventured foot on that stage, and Kat truly wasn't keeping down, making it clear that he believes she's been getting played in the game. They just think they can rework history. The fellow Tori did a lovely extraordinary about the parody store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all untruths. Steve and Cedric never performed at the satire store at all. Tiffany was just seen at the lab production line. At first, Kevin Hart attempted to act unbothered, saying that he proved unable to exalt Kat with a reaction. Kev, you gotta get your get back, and, I'm welcoming you to come right on track forward with the digital recording. What's more, get your return from the occupied week. You had definitely better believe it. Best of luck. Best of luck inspiring me to discuss that horse anyway. He was obviously irritated since he chose to fire back, calling Kat a comedian who had a place in Osiris. Hello, Kev, you didn't not express anything to Cat Williams when he did a 3-hour interview talking slow yesterday. You didn't put a shot clock on him, do you? Do you engage the carnival, or on the other hand, do you watch it per what one? You better believe it that clapback was poor Kevin acquired Tiffany it excessively his supposed mannequin to uphold him. To her credit, she sincerely attempted to safeguard him, however clearly she proved unable. Stay aware of Kat. Tiffany kicked things off by posting her achievements, wanting to experience. Kat's asserted that she'd never performed at the parody store yet. Notwithstanding her earnest attempts to help her validity, it simply wasn't enough to take on Kat's sharp reactions. Woman. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.